Good morning, everyone. Welcome inside the Faith Loop on this February the 3rd, 2026. Where'd January go?
It left. It left. It said, I'm leaving. It's too cold. I'm leaving. I'm going to go to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. 37 degrees at 39 degrees in Miami.
I know. Florida's been cold too. Yep.
It's day 2,112,371 of the crisis of identity.
It's all that global warming.
Huh?
It's all that global warming.
Yeah, that's global warming for you.
It's killing it.
Yeah. Well, just a little addendum there this morning, a little weather report, you know.
We still have snow.
Yeah, if you are living somewhere in a warm climate, you know, maybe at the equator.
At the equator. Oh, my goodness.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's cool here.
Yes.
So, anyway. But we're glad you joined with us this morning. And we think we have an interesting topic for you. We, as you know, we talk about understanding Scripture, understanding the words, understanding what things mean. The translators, and even some commentators will tell you this, the translators translated sometimes just according to their own
ideas and prejudice.
Ideas and prejudice and their doctrines and
yes.
what they wanted to people to understand.
Absolutely.
And so forth. And sometimes the real meaning of the word went by the wayside.
Absolutely.
It just went by the wayside.
Yeah.
And so if you actually dig in and you start looking at things and you translate these words and you go and look at the actual meaning of the word, you'll find out that the verse might be saying something not necessarily totally different, but in a different understanding, and sometimes just different, and gives you a better understanding of what is being said.
Yes.
And I think that's important.
Yes.
Pam was doing some study, and I looked at it as well. And we want to talk about the word wisdom. Wisdom. Mm-hmm. Now you'd think, and you know, you go to a dictionary, it's wisdom. You know, wise, be wise. Even Benner says wise, wisdom, you know, so forth. But it goes deeper than that.
Oh yeah.
And so we want to look at that today, and a couple of other things. We're going to be looking in Proverbs, the 8th chapter, beginning at the first verse down through the 36th. We probably won't get to all of that, but this is where it's contained.
Yeah.
And so want to start talking about that today. Pam, go ahead and...
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Right into it, right?
Yeah, right. Get after it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I started looking at, you know, we started talking about understanding, then we went to knowledge, and then wisdom. And I have found when I've looked, especially what we call the Old Testament, when I went and looked in there, wisdom and understanding were always synonymous with each other in most scriptures that I've read. Wisdom, understanding. And then knowledge would come, because we talked about knowledge. What is knowledge? It's an intimate fellowship with the Father to know how to understand Him, to become intimate with Him,
right.
To know Him,
right.
And Him know me. And we looked at that, and then we looked at the word understanding. What does understanding mean? To build up, building of the house. And we went and looked, and I'll probably reference them a little bit here. But then these three, I call them words that build. These three words are very interesting, used together. Why are they used so much together, especially wisdom and understanding? And I really believe when I started looking at wisdom, the Lord began to take me and I would just start looking at scriptures, and it took me to Proverbs 8:22. And I began to read about it, and it's talking about wisdom, what wisdom is. And I'm like, what is this word wisdom, Lord? What is it that Solomon truly asked for? Because he said, Father, I want wisdom, that I might rule your people or judge your people correctly and rightly. And he said, Solomon, you've asked a good thing. Why? See, I always went, why? Why was that a good thing? Well, I know why it was a good thing, but I asked, what was wisdom that it was just, the Lord said, because you've asked this, I'm going to just give you everything. And the Queen of Sheba came, and she said, the half hasn't been told about you.
No.
Men of renown would come from all over the world to seek out Solomon's wisdom in all things, not just, the things of the universe, but how to build, how to do things.
Right.
They would seek Solomon, and his wisdom was renowned all over the earth. His mind was higher. His thoughts were higher. Isn't that interesting? So what is wisdom? I'm going to try to say it the best I can, because in my mind, I'm trying to get it right. Because I've been even this morning, like, Lord, I don't know. You got to help me here, because then the Lord began to bring things to my mind, these areas to my mind, how men could do what they could do because of creation. Mm-hmm. And my sister Leanne and I, we do Women of Courage, and quite a little while back, we did what we called Words of Creation. And it took me back to this. What are words of creation? And we have to start at creation, folks, because if we don't start at creation, we don't know who we are.
That's right. It's where it began, isn't it?
It's where we began.
It's where everything began.
That's where we began. That's where the earth was filled up. This place sitting in a darkened area in a universe, in this space, and the Lord looked down and says, I want to do this and this and this, but I need to, in my mind, construct a person or a man to take care of what I want to create. And I'm going to set him there, and I'm going to make him like me. I'm going to make him after my image and likeness. And I'm going to set him there, and I'm going to give him the words of creation, wisdom, to be able to construct and keep what I have set in place out of chaos and still in an order. Okay? That's the best way I can see it in my mind. And so therefore, when Adam decided to believe a different narrative, it brought back the chaos. Everything went out of order.
Yep.
The garden, he had to take him out, because that's where order stayed. That's where the life or the wisdom of Jehovah that was creation was imparted to Adam, and he had to remove Adam from it, because he wasn't allowed anymore that impartation to be able to create chaos. Because by our words, we create order, or by our words, we create chaos. We do. The other day, I was thinking about some things, and some things were going through my mind. And a scenario came, and I said, Lord, if this happened, and I think the Lord does this to me on purpose, because I go through things in my mind. And because I was thinking about wisdom. And I said, Lord, if these words were spoken, if this actually happened, what it would cause in this situation. It would cause more chaos and more this than it would cause order. So it's best left to the words of my mouth to speak right, speak order, and not the chaos, because you want to satisfy something in you. You want to satisfy your flesh. So therefore, we go and create the chaos by our words, and then we see just the domino effect. Instead of understanding and sitting back and using wisdom to create order and bring about the right results in our lives and in our every aspect of how we deport ourselves. Does that make sense, Dad?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Okay. Because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking about these things. Wisdom is, okay, we're going to go to this. In Jeff Benner's Ancient Hebrew History Dictionary, we go to the word wisdom. He says it's from the parent root haham, meaning heat. Heat is the root word of hahakam, which means wisdom. Why would heat mean wisdom? The root word. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The word haham appears in the pictograph as like a M, and you see it like this, okay? And then you've got, hopefully you can understand, you go down this way, you go down this way, and then there's 3 that go across. That is a door. In its original pictograph script, that's what it looks like, wisdom. The letter, this, is a picture of a wall which separates one side from another. And the letter that looks like an M in cursive is a picture of water. Combined, these 2 letters literally mean separate water. What did the Father do in the beginning to fill up the earth? He separated the waters, did he not?
He did, from the waters.
From the waters. And one went to the firmament, and one went and stayed below, did it not?
Stayed on the earth, and what was below, he gathered into one place and called seas.
Called seas, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he said, let the light separate from the darkness.
Right.
So order came and chaos was taken. It was separated. Wisdom. Knowing how to separate these 2 and understand how they work.
Right.
And how they are to be formed and put into a place that they keep order. Okay? Go with me on this. Stay with me. Combine these 2. Okay, Sarah. When heat, haham, is applied to water, we have evaporation or a separating of water. When the Father spoke words, and he had understanding of how to build it up and do it, did he not? With all your wisdom, it says, get understanding. I have to the scripture says to rightly divide the truth, right? I have to know how to rightly divide. There is a sword that gets into the marrow and it separates and it separates. The truth separates and it can teach you how to rightly divide truth. Understand what is order and understand what is chaos. And I have to know how to rightly divide these things.
Separate it out.
And separate it out.
Yep.
Absolutely. Wisdom. That's what Solomon had. He understood. He knew how to build it up and separate it and cause order to come instead of chaos. And that's why his wisdom was so sought out, because people sought order. They didn't want the chaos.
Nope.
How do we do this? And he understood. See, the building up, the building of the house, how to build on a foundation sturdy. And the Father understood wisdom.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and then it goes down. I'm not going to go into all that because he goes into some stuff that really, honestly, it doesn't really mean anything. But while we plainly see the root haham at the beginning of each of these words, and they are these words: skin bag, cheese, sun, to shake, to crave, desire, to sour. That all comes from these words, the root words. What may not be plainly seen is how the meanings of each of these words are related. Soured milk was placed in a skin bag that was set out in the heat of the sun and shaken. The natural enzymes in the skin bag causes the water to separate from the milk, forming the delicacy, cheese. That's how we get cheese.
Right.
They figured out how to do it. The understanding of how to do this, how to separate and make something.
Right.
See, it's how to separate it and make something. Wisdom, the Father's wisdom, and by his words could separate and create order. It honestly kind of, I'm just sitting here going, this is interesting. It just blows my mind that I can finally understand this.
Yeah, it's great.
So what does all of this have to do with wisdom? Hahakhum, I don't speak Hebrew, so that's the best I can do, is related to the idea of separating, as this word means one who is able to separate between what is good and what is bad, or what is functional and what is dysfunctional. Separate order from chaos, light from darkness, rightly dividing, separating what is true in my mind. Wisdom.
And isn't that what the beast of the field came
Oh, absolutely.
and told Eve? No. You can do this. You can decide for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need the wisdom that comes from Jehovah.
You can do your own.
You can be your own. And you can make the decision, and you can decide.
You can divide it.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Yeah, you can divide it and make it all as function and dysfunction, and you can decide what functions and what dysfunctions, and no, you can't.
No, you can't. You have to have the wisdom, the words that that formed this.
And you have to have the wisdom that comes from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without that, it don't work.
It don't work.
And she was trusting in her own.
Absolutely.
She was convinced, and Adam convinced Adam that they could do it themselves.
Absolutely, Dad.
You'll be like gods.
Uh-huh.
And you can make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
No.
In your own wisdom.
No, because you don't have that kind of wisdom.
No, you do not. Separated from him, you do not.
No,
it's
you don't.
Chaos.
It's
It's
chaos.
darkness.
Darkness.
The separation of it.
Right.
Okay, where was I at? There. This one word can be translated as either skill when applied to a craftsman, or wise when applied to a leader or a counselor. A verse found in Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah, has a very interesting connection between ha-he-ma, cheese, and ha-ha-kam, wisdom. And he will eat cheese and honey. This Hebrew word can mean honey or dates. To know to reject the bad and choose the good. It's interesting what they use, isn't it? There appears to be a physical connection between cheese and wisdom. He says, as this passage indicates that eating cheese can bring about wisdom. Now, it can't. He was just being, I think, funny.
Yeah.
But if you read it, you can read it that way. But I doubt that. So I know we're not probably going to get through all of this because there is so much here. And we'll go into next week, and then we're going to go into something else because it led me to so many places. And it brought my mind open. And I'll tell you what, I think about this. I'm thinking on this. I think about this every day. I'm thinking, and I'm like, Lord, show me. Because it is so fascinating to me, these words that are actually the building block, what we call building blocks of life. Of life. So we're going to go to, let's see here. I'm going to go, let's find Proverbs 8. We're going to go to the 22nd verse. Dad, I want Dad to talk about this one word we looked at. I've looked at this word, but Dad got this right, and I really liked it. It says, the Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning or ever the earth was. Now, this is the KJV. There's a reason I'm reading out of here because of words and what we're looking at. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding the water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. The Father was thinking. He was constructing in his mind. Wisdom was brought forth. What do we do? What does a contractor in the beginning do before anything is built, before anything is laid, before anything is done? It's in the mind of someone to do, isn't it?
Yeah, called an architect.
Thank you. And they begin to construct it in their mind, and the understanding comes of how to build, so they begin to tell people how to construct and build this because he's the architect. In his mind, it was constructed. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills were brought forth. While I was yet, he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the deep. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. When he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment. When he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of this earth, of his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways, that guard my thoughts, my wisdom, my words. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. For whoso findeth me finds life. Wow, what a statement.
Yeah.
Those who find wisdom find life and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth or transgresseth against me wrongs his own life, and all they that hate me love death. Wow, what a statement.
Yeah.
All that hate wisdom love death, because wisdom is the absolute construction of life, of creation. It's what I need to understand, how to separate myself into life. How to become, why is it the Father says to regenerate the mind, to renew, to be transformed, to morph into creation again,
Right.
into image and after his likeness, in the wisdom that brought forth life, that breathed into man, that separated man. Man was separated. He was in a garden. He was in Eden, and was given wisdom, was given understanding of how to speak, and it would obey him. How far removed are we from wisdom? Because we don't understand it, Dad. We don't understand it. That word possessed, I said in read what that word means, Dad. To be possessed by the HLB that you had.
It means to acquire someone or something through a purchase or other method. Get, gotten, possessed, buy, purchase, possessor, buyer, keep. And then it also is, that is the word used there in that verse. And the overall meaning of it is the pictograph is a picture of the sun and at the horizon and the gathering of the light. The next one is a picture of a seed. Combined, these mean gathering for the seeds. The parent birds go about gathering materials to build a nest when they'll where they will raise their seeds, eggs, and their
children,
chicklings. So when you think about that, a gathering of the seeds.
Gathering of the seeds.
What are we? What are we? Are we not the seeds?
Are we not the seed
of Jehovah? Are we not that? The seeds.
Does he possess us?
The family. He made us, created us. And we are his seed.
His seed.
And we have corrupted that.
Absolutely.
Because what is image and likeness? See, we don't use that term anymore very often because, we just don't do that. But in ancient days, it was used all the time. Thy seed, meaning your children, your descendants.
Yes.
Your seed. We only use it today, concerning flowers and food and plants and things like that. But no. We were the seed of the Lord in his image and likeness. So
how does he possess us again?
the gathering
of the seed.
of the seeds.
Wisdom, knowing how to separate that I might be gathered again unto him.
Unto him.
But how does that come?
And leave chaos behind us.
Faith, his word, life, creation, comes by hearing, and hearing by his word.
Yep.
So therefore I might be gathered again. I might be possessed. See, wisdom says, I was set up from everlasting. Or the Lord possessed me. He created me, made me, that I could, in his mind, create.
Yes.
Adam was in the Father's mind.
Yeah.
Before. That's why when they taught predestination, no, Adam was predestined. Before earth was created, he created man in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
He put it in his mind. And then once it was all in wisdom, how to separate those things, and the understanding, of course, the Father had the understanding of how to build. It was set in place in motion.
Absolutely.
It was set in motion.
Absolutely.
Think about when Moses came to the sea. I was reading this. And all of a sudden, the Lord brought Pharaoh, made Pharaoh come chase them. He did it on purpose. He says, I'm going to show my power to Pharaoh.
Yep.
He did it on purpose. He said, Moses, I'm going to harden his mind, and he's going to come and chase you guys. But I'm going to take care of it, because I want to make sure he never does this again.
Right.
They see him coming, and the Lord takes the messenger, and he takes him from in front of Israel and puts him behind Israel as that pillar of fire to stop. And he said, Moses, go and raise your rod. And he says, and you separate. I was like, okay, listen to it, folks. Listen to it. This is Exodus 14. The Lord's doing this on purpose. So here we are. And he said unto Moses, because there were no they said unto Moses, they were griping at Moses, and the Lord got upset with them. And then Moses said unto the people, don't fear, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord. You won't see these Egyptians anymore after today. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore, why are they shrieking at me? That's what that word creased, it's crest or creased. He says, why are they shrieking at me? Tell them to stop. Speaking to the children of Israel as they go forward. He says, but you lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. Wait a minute, there's a separation. You divide it, Moses. What? Moses divide it? And the children of Israel shall go on dry land through the midst of the sea. Joshua, 1 Kings 4:29. And was that 1 Kings? No, that's not 1 Kings. What am I saying? It's in Joshua. I'm thinking Joshua, 1 Kings, that ain't Joshua. It's in the book of Joshua, in the 10th chapter, 12. And this is back before Jesus, before the Holy Spirit, before all of this. Oh, ain't that amazing? These men. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, and he said, Joshua said, in the sight of Israel, sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of the heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. And there was no day like that before or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel. Wait a minute.
Interesting, isn't it?
What did Joshua know? That he could stand and understand how to separate. Understand what the word of creation was. That was a created force. And who I am. I am a child. I am the seed of Jehovah. And if I stand and say stop, the Lord will hearken to me. Because he fights for us.
Yeah.
And Joshua said, son, stand still. And God hearkened to him.
Yep.
Stand still. Order. And he did it. I thought about that. The Lord brought that to my mind because I wasn't even thinking about Joshua. And I'm like, he did, didn't he? What did he know? Rightly dividing Understanding. Understanding the building of the house, the building up, the understanding how this works. You know how it works? By the wisdom, by the words of creation, this works. This works.
Yes, it does.
And by the words of creation, I can stand and for myself say, be made whole, or be and understand and know. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is because the knowledge is the intimacy that I've come before the Lord and I've come to know him in right standing before him.
It's the awe of him.
It's the awe of him, understanding and know him. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fools is one who has no understanding of anything. They despise it.
Yep.
They will not turn their face and understand what it is to have this wisdom and understand what it is to be wise in my thoughts, how to construct wisely this temple and build on a foundation and be able to speak and it comes to pass. Jesus, they were in a boat and boy, the storm came, didn't it? And Jesus is down in the belly of and he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And they said, what are you doing? We're going to die.
We're perishing.
We're going to die.
These waves are getting rough out here.
Getting rough, Lord. And he walks out and he stands there and he goes, peace, be still. And all of a sudden it got really calm. And they looked at him. They said, who is this man? That the elements of creation obey him.
Obey him.
What did Jesus know? He understood the foundation. He understood the building of the house. He understood how wisdom and the words of creation could be spoken through him, being a son, being of the seed of his father, that the words that I speak to you are creation, will bring you back into image and likeness, create you again. In mind, breath, character, and body. They create again. Seek wisdom that I can rightly divide the truth of life. That I can understand how to build this house again back into image and likeness.
Yeah.
Was Joshua in image and likeness? Absolutely. Well, wait a minute. That didn't come till Jesus. Oh, it came before Jesus, folks.
Yes, absolutely.
Came way before Jesus.
Absolutely.
Way before him. The Father, with wisdom and understanding, built it, laid its foundations, separated chaos into order. Adam was in order. Proverbs 3:19, the Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth. By understanding hath established the heavens. Have established the heavens. By wisdom, by being able to separate and create in his mind. And then understanding, he knew how to build it. And therefore, by the words that he spoke, built and separated and caused it to happen. Jesus said, because I go to the Father, greater things you will do than I did, because I go to him. Wait a minute. John said, if we were to record everything Jesus did, there wouldn't be a book. The world couldn't contain it.
The books.
How could Jesus do it?
Well, see, Jesus, he came, the second man Adam, to reaffirm what was in the beginning.
Yes, Dad.
How it should have been.
Yes.
Jesus talked about it.
If you've seen me, you've seen the Father.
Seen the Father.
You've seen creation.
I am in his image and likeness.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the way it was intended.
Yes.
And if you will follow and believe me and accept me and do what I'm telling you to do, you can walk in that image and likeness as well.
Yes.
Born again.
Born, regenerated by the renewing of the mind.
Absolutely.
Coming into order. Separating the chaos from your mind and coming into order that I might clearly see and rightly divide the truth.
Absolutely.
That I can walk right before him.
Yep.
If I'm in constant chaos and I'll tell you what, folks, most people are in chaos.
Yep.
Most believers are in chaos. They really, honestly, I listen and I watch. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying a lot of them are. And if you could see their lives behind the scenes, I think we'd see a different story.
Yep.
I think we'd see different things. I truly would. And I think they're really seeking, sometimes I don't understand. I truly don't understand. This word in Proverbs 3:19, founded, is the Hebrew word yasad, a primitive root to set literally and figuratively, intensively to found, reflectively to sit down together. That is settle, consult, appoint. So the Lord by wisdom sat down together with wisdom. They settled it, they consulted, they took counsel together, they established the foundation and ordained it that it would work properly. Now, don't go off the deep end thinking wisdom is its own, it's the fourth part of the quadruple or whatever. You can't do, I mean, honest to goodness, Dad. You know, we got the Trinity, why not the quadruple? Well, wisdom's got to be the separate thing. No, folks, it's not. But you know what? People probably make a doctrine out of it if they could.
Oh, yeah, they would.
But I'm sorry, it just came to my mind. The word established, properly to be erect, to stand, perpendicular, causally to set up, whether literal, establish, fix, prepare, apply, or figurative, appoint, render. So to establish, they sat down and took counsel together. They set it in motion, the foundation, they ordained it. And by understanding how to build it, to know how to build upright, they established, they properly erected it, they stood it up perpendicular, and they set it up correctly, and they established, fixed, prepared, and applied it. That's what he did with man, Dad.
Yep.
He sat him straight. Like you said Sunday, he positioned Adam.
Yeah, he positioned him.
How do we position ourselves? How does wisdom work in my mind?
Yeah.
How do I know to rightly divide the truth, his word? Jesus said, the words I speak to you. These words are his wisdom. They are properly understanding. They will bring you into intimate knowledge of the Father. And because you've done these three things, they bring life. What does the wisdom say? I am your life. Because you can properly divide and come to a knowledge and understanding of these things. If I can't, when I talk to people that, especially believers, I'll have believers come in to our office, and they know we're believers. And they'll talk to me. And I listen to how they talk. I really do. I listen to how they talk. And a lady came in, God love her, I love her to death, and she's a sweetheart, loves the Lord. We were talking. And when we were talking, I was listening to this person, and I was trying to not correct, but say it probably the way you can understand it. And this person was like, yeah, that makes sense. The thing is when I listen to believers and the way they talk, it doesn't make sense. It's not the order of things. And I try to help to bring about the order in their mind so they can come to an understanding. The problem is I listen to a lot of ministry. I do, folks. I go listen to the ministry out there. You know what I hear? I hear a lot of self-help. I hear a lot of cliches. I hear the norm. I hear the norm out there. If you do this and if you do this, and I heard one sermon one time, I literally walked away going, what in the world did this person say? I don't even know if the congregation understood it. I didn't. I walked away going, duh, I don't know what that means. In Deuteronomy 4:6, keep or guard. Keep means to guard. Therefore, and do them. Do what? For this is your wisdom. Do what the Father's asked you. Jesus said, you are my disciples if you do. If you keep the truth in mind, the wisdom that created the foundations of this earth,
If you do what I command you.
that created you.
Absolutely.
It will recreate you. It will recreate you
Yep.
back into the image and likeness and the understanding of how to build. I hope I'm saying this where you can really understand it, folks. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. He's speaking to Israel. In the sight of the nations. This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Which shall hear, these nations shall hear all these statutes, and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yep.
Well, wait a minute. Israel was supposed to do this?
Yeah.
To the nations?
Think about it.
So they were to be that light, weren't they? They were to be the light. They were to be the wisdom, the building, the understanding to the nations, that the nations could come into the house, that they could come back into creation, that they could be in the foundational truths of Jehovah again. Not the oblations, not the sacrifices, but the precepts and the instruction. Thou shalt not do this. Love the Lord your God. Love your neighbor. Come into agreement. Understand wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Come into intimacy with me. Amen. And I will create you again. I will put wisdom. I will give you the words and the right mind to divide the truth that created all of it, that put it into motion, that created the chaos to order, that laid and separated the seas, that said, let there be light, and it was, that said, let man exist, and he did. And he stood up and he began to speak wisdom, that I might know how to rightly divide and understand who he is and who I am in relation. I am his seed. I am the seed of God. I'm his seed. I'm his child. He bore me. He bore me. And he called me his. If I do not understand that, how can I know how to build and walk intimately before him and know him? I can't. If creation is not understood, then I don't understand him.
Right.
What about the 10 virgins in Matthew 2:25-8? 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. That word foolish there means they were without understanding. They didn't know how to build. They didn't understand. The wise ones did. They understood how to build, what to do. And they kept building. They kept understanding how to build the house, how to be before the Lord. Yeah. And when the Lord came, and they were knocking on the door, let us in, give us oil. They go, no, you had your chance. We tried, but you wouldn't listen. And therefore you are to your destruction. 1 Kings 4:29, and Jehovah gave Solomon wisdom and understanding. Because wisdom without understanding, they go hand in hand, folks. Wisdom, knowing how to write, but how to build it, how to what's the word I'm looking for? How to keep it going and build on that and get more and more and understanding. You know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, here's an example. Architect sits down, he draws a plan. He draws a building.
Yeah.
They start with a drawing of a building, and they submit it to the people that are wanting to do this, paying for it, and so forth. And so here's this, whether it's a skyscraper or a house or whatever. Here's what it's going to look like. Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how are we going to build it to make it look like that? You look at some of these skyscrapers and the shape of them and stuff. It just, you wonder how I'll tell you one, and this would seem funny, but in Branson, Missouri, they have Ripley's Believe It or Not down there.
Yeah.
And it's all...
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
How many special parts did they have to make to build that?
Yeah, because there's parts that lean over and
Yeah,
do all that.
and it's just going all directions and everything.
Architectural masterpiece.
Yeah, it's like it's falling apart.
It is.
And so what did they have to do? Somebody had to sit down and say, okay, I have to understand. Here's the drawing. Now, give me an understanding how I can do this.
How I can separate and understand what is the building
Right.
of this thing. Yeah.
You know, I know Jehovah exists. I know he's there. But do I understand my position? Who I'm supposed to be? Do I understand that I'm his seed? I'm in his image and likeness. And do I understand that I need to do certain things in my life so that I can be his son, his child?
Well, like you said Sunday, that, the power of positive thinking, you were talking about that book,
Right.
where he would give this people scriptures and they would repeat them out of their mouth.
Yes.
Where they began to understand this word that was being spoken, this creative word, this wisdom became understanding. And what did it create in them? Life.
Well, there's a short example in the book of Acts. Here's Philip. He joins himself to a eunuch in a chariot.
Oh.
The eunuch's reading the book of Isaiah, the
Yes.
scroll,
Yes.
as they had him in those days.
Yes.
And Philip asked him, do you understand what you're reading? He said, no, I really don't, because I don't have any man to help me. I don't have anybody to teach me.
Right.
That, So Philip told him
Yes.
and brought his understanding.
Yes.
And he converted.
Yes, he did.
So understanding. He had the wisdom in front of him.
With all the wisdom, get understanding.
See, he had that wisdom there. The wisdom was there.
Yes, the words.
A
Yes,
written
creation.
page. It was there.
Absolutely.
But he didn't understand it.
Right.
So when Philip brought his understanding, it brought it into a reality
A reality. Absolutely.
in his mind.
It separated the chaos and brought order.
Brought order.
And therefore he become intimate with the Father with the knowledge and understanding of who he truly
Absolutely.
is. See,
Absolutely.
those work all together, Dad.
All together.
They work together. You see these in Scripture, especially in the Proverbs and these areas. And we're kind of long. We're going to get into this next week. We've got there's so much more here that I want to get into because I printed all this out, and there is so much more here. And then we're going to go into another area that it really brought me to, that the Lord I think brought me to be studying that. So next week we'll get into more of this because I think this is very, very important, Dad. I really do. It's starting to become very clear in my mind.
Yep.
And because I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I wasn't struggling, but I was like, how do I say what you're showing me? Am I understanding it
exactly.
correctly?
Exactly.
Am I coming to an understanding correctly? Because I don't want to say something out of turn. And the Lord began to show me scriptures, his word. He began to show me his word. Pam, say this. This is what it is. But when I found Proverbs, I'm like, never. I've probably read it before, but never really paid attention to it. And that's my bad. To really, but as we grow, as we come into understanding, we grow in knowledge and understanding and in truth. And the Lord begins to open. That's where the meat starts coming. Yeah, we're on milk for a while, and but the meat starts coming. And Paul says, you guys, I can't give you meat because you're still on milk.
Right.
I don't want to be on milk anymore. I want to be on the meat because in that,
Yep.
I find life.
Yep.
And I find true life. I truly do. So we'll continue this next Tuesday. Join us then, and I'm going to bring some more to you, and it's going to be good. So.
My wife put a little funny in here.
Oh, Mom.
Bless her heart. She said, I eat a lot of cheese, so I'm hoping that it will help with my wisdom.
There you go, Mom. I do too. It's probably going to help a lot.
And she put the day that stood still has been proven. Well,
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if they actually proved it, but there was some
Right.
scientists that took computers, these big ones, and they programmed, they got interested in this. And what they said was that there was a day missing
In that sound.
somewhere. There was a day missing because the computer went back and there was a day that was like what Joshua said.
Yeah.
So, whether they could really do it, I don't know. But it was interesting.
They said it.
It was interesting.
It was very interesting.
And so, yeah. So the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you. We enjoyed it today. I hope you did too. We always enjoy bringing these things to you because it helps us, and we believe it'll help you.
Yes.
So the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you. And until next time, always remember to give love,
To give life.
and give Jesus.
Amen.